Uh, Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah. We are almost moving towards the end of the discussion of Absalom and Achitophel. Yeah. Final couple of lectures are remaining. I hope you might have gone through the list of questions, the question list which is uploaded on the material website. Have you gone through those questions or not? Or at least right now also, if you can do multitasking, you can download and keep the list of the questions handy. So you can, if in case there is doubt, so you can keep your questions ready. Yeah. Today and tomorrow also. In last 2 days, what we want to see is that how this original poem, yeah, Absalom and Achitophel, Dryden's Absalom and Achitophel. What is the flow? The flow of the poem. Yeah, what is the flow of the poem, or you can say what is the structure of the poem? What is the structure? If, for example, we are talking about novel, we say what is the plot? Yeah? What is the plot? Plot is the soul. So in poem, we say that how is poem flowing? Yeah? Or what is the structure? What happens? Like what is how is poem beginning, then what is the movement of the poem, and then what is the ending? But it's a poem, so you won't find plot like a climatic structure. There is a climax. Those things perhaps you won't be able to find in this. It is not a drama. Yeah, it is a poem. But still, what is the flow? Or what is the structure of the poem? How is Dryden actually writing this poem? Yeah? How is Dryden writing? That is what we want to see. So far you are very much aware that this is a political satire. It is a satire. Within satire, you can say it is a political satire. You are aware that he has used allegory as a literary device to make this political satire. Yeah? This poem genre, yeah, genre, if you see of this poem, it is political satire. Yeah. It's political satire, and the literary device used is allegory. Yeah, allegory. And what is the form of allegory? The story of King David. King David's story he has used. Yes. From Israel, from Bible, and then he is trying to tell something about this time. Yeah? That is how it is there. And then there are many characters, so you are aware about characters also. By and large, there are many more characters also, but to a greater extent, you are aware about characters. Their parallels also you are aware about. The task which I have to give in Google Classroom, which you might have prepared for your purpose. Yeah? So that you are aware. Events also you are aware about. Popish plot, execution crisis, that all is very clear in your mind. Yeah. So what is poem about? What is poem? What is the theme of the poem? What are the characters of the poem? That all you are aware about. Now we are coming down to the original poem. This original poem. That how is this original poem written? Original poem. Yeah. How is it written? That is what we want to see. The structure and flow. Yes. Anybody can tell me what do you find if you have gone through the original poem? We shared audio book also, so you might have listened some part of the poem. The link of the original poem also was given in advance, so you might have perhaps gone through the poem. So can anybody help me, or if you are aware, can you let me know? What do you mean by this? What is the beginning? Then what happens? What is before the poem? What is before the poem? For example, there you will find the poem begins with this preface we discussed yesterday, to the reader. Yes, he is writing to the reader before beginning the poem. What is the importance of that? Is there anything important to be read in the initial part, that it can help us in reading some of the themes or characters of the poem, or the genre of the poem, that is satire. Is there anything into the reader or not? And then the flow of the poem. Yes, anybody can, if you want to say anything here. Any idea about how things have gone in the poem? Okay, so let us see what is in To the Reader. Yeah, first let us start looking at To the Reader, and then try to see that how things have gone in different capacities in all these things. Okay, let me share a screen. Let me share a screen to read some part of this. To the Reader. Okay, I hope you are seeing the screen. In case if you want to get this To the Reader, then I am sharing a link in the chat also, from where you can download this. I will upload this on our website also, in the material website also it will be uploaded. Okay. But Gutenberg.org is a very interesting platform from where you can find all the original works. Yeah. When you cannot access libraries, or everybody cannot get original works, then Gutenberg.org, this website, will give you all the classics free of cost. You can download, you can read online. So bookmark this website for any of the original classical literary work that you want. And whatever works are out of copyright regime, all are available for the free usage from this website. Okay, so the screen that I am sharing here, when you see this, you find a couple of lines I have marked out. Yellow marks are given for a couple of lines, which even when you access our material website, and this will be uploaded today, I will upload today, and then you can access this. So, To the Reader, before the poem, and what is written here? It is not my intention to make an apology of my poem. Yeah? So, see, normally when people are writing a poem of a kind of a vehement attack on somebody, vehement attack, this is poem is attacking some people, real life people, allegorically, metaphorically. So initially, normally people say that, well, I am sorry, my intention is not to hurt your sentiments, but I just want to make fun of something. I want to just make people happy. So I do that. Or like normally when the cinema opens, it gives a one slide that all the characters are imaginary, all the events are imaginary. If there is any kind of coincidence with the real people or real incident, it is just coincidence, it is not intentional. That kind of things are written in the beginning. Yeah? So normally people say, if you get hurt, we are sorry for that. That is how people say. But here Dryden says that, well, I am not making an apology. Apology means saying sorry. Saying sorry. He says, no, I am not. This is not an apology. So don't see that. If you get hurt, well, it is meant to be hurt. Yeah. It is supposed to hurt the people if that happens there. So he says that some will think it needs no excuse and others will receive none. Yeah? Some say, well, you don't have to give excuse. તમે જે કહ્યું એ બરાબર છે. તમે કાંઈ ખોટી વાત નથી કરી. શું કામ તમારે માફી માંગવી જોઈએ? તો એ એક્સક્યુઝ ની જરૂર નથી. એક્સક્યુઝ એટલે બહાના પણ થાય અને એક માફી આપવી અથવા એ રીતે વાતને રજૂ કરવી. અને બીજા લોકો જે દુખી થશે તો કે you don't deserve. I will not say thank you to you. Sorry to you. જે લોકો દુખી થશે એને હું સોરી કહેવાનો નથી. The design, I am sure, is honest. So my structure, my flow, my design, this poem is honest. But he who draws his pen for one party must expect to make enemies of the other. So he says that, well, when you sit down to write for one party, obviously you will make somebody enemy, and obviously they will write against you also. So he's well aware that, well, I am taking a side here. He's taking, obviously, he tries to remain balanced. He says, I don't want to take side, but my poem may seem to be on the side of king. But he says on the side of king because that is divine right. That is divine right. So being a religious person, you have to believe in the design of the God. You can't go against the idea of God. That is how he may give excuse that, well, I am not in favor of Whig or Tory. But if you may think that I I am writing for Tories. I am pro-Tory, and I am anti-Whig. Achitophel, who is Earl of Shaftesbury, who is the pioneer of this party. But well, then the enemies will emerge, and they may write against that. But his excuse is very significant, that I believe in divine power. You all believe in God, you all believe in religion, and then it is said that, well, kings are chosen for us. Why should we think against king? Isn't thinking against king thinking against the design of the God? Very curious argument that Dryden gives, a tricky one that he tries to make a kind of the position. Yeah? We can say, we can use that in different way, that, well, if you are passing on a road, if you koi rasta upar tame jata hoy, achanak koinu akasmat thayu hoy, અને લોકો તરફડી રહ્યા હોય, so what will you do? Well, you say that I will call 108. I will dial 108. The ambulance will come and they will be saved. Well, but in case by that time you are calling 108 and those people are taken to hospital and they are saved, then what may happen? Then perhaps this Yam Raja was coming to take the soul of 2-3 people, and he has to go empty-handed. So you have disturbed the design of the God. Haven't you disturbed the design of the God, the flow of the divinity? If God is there to do everything, why are you doing anything? Why are you doing anything? He will take care of everything. So, well, we know that, well, this is very facetious argument, given that is how it can be read here also. For wit and fool, wit means thori chalaki hoy, thori hoshiari hoy, wit, and fool the opposite. For wit and fool are consequence of Whigs and Tories. So, and every man is a knave, or as S means donkey, to the contrary side. Yeah? So either way, either Whig or Tory, there are equal number of witty people who can understand things, and the foolish people. Donkey kind of people also are widespread in everything. So we don't know who will understand what. Maybe I am writing for the king, and even some of the Tories may also be unhappy, and some of the Whigs may be happy also. So donkeys are on the either side of the things there. I'm skipping some of the lines, which is in connection of blockheads. Blockheads means jadi buddhina. Blockheads, jadi buddhina loko. Then he says, yet if a poem have genius, poem has genius, it should be grammatically correct one. Yeah. If a poem has genius, it will force its own reception in the world, for there is a sweetness in good verse, which tickles even when it hurts. Which tickles, એટલે આપણને ગુદગુદી કરે, ગુદગુદી tickles even when it hurts, and no man can be heartily angry with him who pleases him against his will. So ગુદગુદી is a very interesting example. એટલે આપણે કોઈ ગુદગુદી કરે તો આમ મજા આવે, પણ પાછા ના પણ પાડીએ, અને બહુ કરે તો ગુસ્સો પણ આવે. So it's a very curious feeling કે ગુદગુદીનો એક આનંદ પણ હોય અને પાછું આપણે એને હડસેલીએ પણ ખરા. So that is what is all about satire also. So it is very funny also, and it insults also. It makes us angry also. That is how it can be seen. So that is how this poem also can be taken in that way. A few other things are also interesting. You can read it later on. I'm not going through everything thoroughly. Yeah. Then after, in between, he writes about Absalom. Absalom, he says that, well, my character of Absalom may perhaps not be liked by many people. Why he has to say this? Because Absalom was very popular among the people. Everybody loved Absalom. Earl of Shaftesbury, the real character, was also very dear to the people, very dear. So if you hurt people's sentiments by telling something against their beloved hero, or somebody that they like, then they become angry towards you, and they start criticizing you also. So that is why he tries to clarify this, that Absalom, how I see, and this and that. And that's why that sentence is beautifully used in this poem also, wherein he says that if God wanted Absalom to become king, then he would have given him a better birth. But he is given lowly birth. Lowly birth. He is son of a kept. He is a son of a mistress. He is not given. So why don't you accept God's verdict? That is how he tries to give a defense against his criticism of Absalom also. Well, he is not talking, telling very clearly that Absalom is a bad person, but Achitophel is a bad who has tempted Absalom to be what he is. Well, then he says, if I, the inventor, who am only the historian, I should certainly conclude the piece with the reconcilement of Absalom to David, and who knows but this may come to pass. So he says that where I am an inventor, he says I am not an inventor. I am just telling a history. I am telling what is happening. I am not telling a make-believe story. Inventor means if I am telling a make-believe story, he says no, this has happened, so I am telling. So if I had been inventor, then what would be my dream to end this poem? How would I end this poem? Or the condition where you are there, it is like that David and Absalom become friendly with each other. They become friendly with, that is how I would love to end. But if that has not happened, I can't write it. If that has not happened, I can't write. But what happened to Absalom or Achitophel also? Nothing. With the last speech of David, poem ends. Poem ends with the last speech of David. He's not going into those things to hurt larger sentiments of the people who are the followers of Achitophel, Earl of Shaftesbury, Ashley Anthony Cooper, or James Scott, who is Duke of Monmouth. He's not going into those things. And in between, he's trying to make his stand very clear also here. Okay? So he says, this is what I would do. I would reconcile between Absalom and David. But we don't know what is going to happen. By 1681, things still are not clear. Still people are living. You don't know what is going to happen to all these people. That is not very clear yet. Then last part, last paragraph. And this last paragraph is important so far as genre is concerned. That is, satire is concerned. So when we were talking yesterday about what M.H. Abraham says or what Britannica said about satire, now this is very important sentence that you should use when you write about answer on satire, political satire, allegory, or anything that you write. This last line, this yellow marked lines from the last paragraph is the must, is very important line to be used. And Dryden himself is saying this. He's trying to define his genre, that is satire here. So the true and here, yes, the word and is here. What is the meaning of and here? Anybody? The true end of satire is the amendment of vices by correction. What is the meaning of and? Yes, what is the meaning of and here?
A conclusion of satire.
Anybody else? Apart from that, one meaning is conclusion. Then?
Last scene.
Yes, last scene, that is conclusion. Okay, last scene. Then? Yes?
Wrong things should end in your society also.
No, I'm not getting clearly. Khushbu is sitting here. So, yes, Khushbu, yeah?
Wrong things that vices are there, they should end in society also. So,
Okay, no, the end of vices, so that also is the end means conclusion. Conclusion of something. Yeah? Still, there is another meaning of end. And another meaning. Yes, very quickly, if anybody can find. This is not the meaning. This is not the sense in which the word end is used here.
goal or aim.
Aim. Yes, aim. Yes, aim. Or you can say objective. Objective. Yeah? Uddeshya. Uddeshya. Aim. Goal. Yes, that also is end. Yeah? So it is not conclusion. It is not conclusion. And normally means conclusion, beginning, end. But here end means aim, goal, objective of something. So here he says, what is the true objective of satire? Satire no uddeshya શું છે, એનો અંત શું છે એ નહીં. Satire no અંત શું છે એમ વાત નથી. Satire no ઉદ્દેશ્ય. uddeshya, aim, objective. That is what it says. Yes. So people say that marriage is the end of man. Marriage is the end of man. This kind of sentence, when you see marriage is the end of man. Man is used as human being. Man means human beings. That end means objective of all human beings, as if we are born here to marry. એટલે આપણે લગ્ન તો ફરજિયાત જાણે આપણો જન્મ લગ્ન માટે જ થયો હોય. So that is very important for everybody. Marriage is the end of human being. But in another way, you can say marriage is the end of man. Man means only men, not women. Man means only men. And then you say end. એટલે અંત. પુરુષનો અંત. લગ્ન એટલે પુરુષનો અંત. Samapti. Aim, objective. Everybody wants to marry. Everybody's objective is to marry. Man or women, all human beings. And two meanings. Okay. Well, okay. True end of satire is amendment of vices by correction. Amendment of vices. Vices, durgun. Durgun by correction. So what kind of correction you do? You make fun of vices. You talk about vices. So કોઈ દુર્ગુણ હોય એના ઉપર મજાક બનાવવામાં આવે અને એના ઉપર હાસ્ય ઉત્પન્ન કરવામાં આવે. એનો ઉદ્દેશ્ય શું છે કે એ દુર્ગુણ દૂર થાય, એટલા માટે હાસ્ય ઉત્પન્ન કરવામાં આવે છે, એટલા માટે એની મજાક બનાવે. એ મજાક ખાલી આનંદ લેવા માટે નથી, પણ એમનો એક ઉદ્દેશ્ય છે મજાકનો, અને એ છે કે આ દુર્ગુણ દૂર થવો જોઈએ. So that is what is here. Now the question that arises in your mind that in this poem એ કયા પ્રકારના વાઇસીસ ની વાત કરે છે કે જે દૂર થવા જોઈએ. આ પોયમ એ કયા વાઇસીસ ની વાત કરે છે કે જે દૂર થવા જોઈએ. Yes. So that is what you have to think of when you think of writing your poem. Which are the vices to be removed through this poem? What are the list of the vices that you have to prepare when you think of those things? I'm giving 2-3 minutes to think very quickly, so you can give me some examples that in one or the another way it can be seen. Okay, just a minute. Hello. હા, 3:30 વાગે ને? હા હા હા. ઓકે, હું પહોંચી જઈશ. હાજી. ઓકે ઓકે. Yes. So this is now for example you will get this statement in the question bank when it will be updated on the website. This quote is given and it is said that justify, illustrate, give example. So what you have to do, you have to do is to say that, well, what kind of vices durgun of various people are discussed and which this poem tries to satirize, so that can be eradicated. It can be eradicated, it can be removed, it can be corrected. It can be corrected. So what kind of vices needs to be corrected? This poem is trying to deal with. Yes. By the time I complete this, you start thinking about giving me examples. Okay. And he who writes honestly is no more an enemy of the offender than the physicians to the patient when he prescribes harsh remedies to an invertebrate disease. Yeah? So he gives a metaphor. He says, what is the role of satirist in society? The role of satirist in societies is like a physician. Physician means doctor. Yes, like a doctor. It is like a doctor who gives to the patient very harsh remedies. But the objective, the objective is to see that the patient is free from the physical illness. That's why the end is this. It is not to end the patient. It is not to end the patient, but the end is to recover the patient from the illness. So you give harsh treatment. So you obviously will find કે આપણું શરીર બીમાર પડ્યું હોય તો મોટા ભાગે લોકો કે લીમડો પીવો. કોઈ એમ ન કે ગુલાબ જાંબુ ખાઓ. કોઈ ગુલાબ જાંબુ ખાવાનું કે રસગુલ્લા ખાવાનું ન કે, પણ લીમડાનો રસ, કાઢો પીવો. કોરોના અને એ કાઢો સવારમાં જોઈએ તો આપણને એમ થાય કે આના કરતા કોરોના થઈ જાય તો સારું, પણ એ કાઢો પીવો પડે, એ કડવો. તો it is terrible. મોઢું બગડી જાય, દિવસ બગડી જાય, ન મજા આવે કે આ કાઢા કેટલાક પીવાના આવે, but necessary. Satire is like that. ન ગમે જરાય. આપણા ઉપર થતું હોય તો જરાય ન ગમે, બીજા ઉપર થતું હોય તો હજી આનંદ આવે. if we are the butt of satire, BUTT, if we are the butt of satire, then we don't like it. So general human being super satire થતો હોય so તો પણ લોકોને ન ગમે, પણ એનો ઉદ્દેશ્ય છે કે દુર્ગુણ દૂર થવો જોઈએ, એ દુર્ગુણ દૂર થવો જોઈએ, એ ઉદ્દેશ્યથી સટાયરિસ્ટ લખતા હોય છે. મેટાફર ઇઝ doctor and peasant kind of a thing, society and satirist, doctor, peasant, satirist and society. That relation Dryden is writing in to the reader. Dryden is writing all these things. Okay, vices. Can you quickly tell me what are the vices that you see that can be seen here? Yes, Khushbu is here raising the hand. The others, you will have to speak something. Others will have to speak. In the physical classroom, you can raise the hand so I can see. Whereas here, you will have to unmute your mic and you have to speak something there. Okay? Vices. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Durgun. Okay, let Khushbu say first something. Yes.
Okay, sir.
They are trying to change the divine plan of God. If king is chosen by the God, so here Achitophel and other society people are trying to change that plan. They don't want the Roman Catholic to be the king. So they are trying to change it. So we should not try to change the plan of God. Or one is who is meant to be the king, which is decided, we should not change that. And they are playing many tricks.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. She. Her example is. I think you may not be able to listen clearly. That is that if anybody is trying to change the plan of the God, divinely chosen king, and if you conspire against the king, that is a vice. That is the vice. So you can keep on noting down. Keep on noting down. So when you explore the answer, you can write all these things. Okay. Yes. Next one. Who was it? Nidhi. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Another vices is the disbelief of Jews. Like we can describe, Dryden described the personality of Jews, that he is a moody, very and foolish people. So it is described the one of kind of vices of peoples in public, that he is not more intellectual and thinking of people and
without
try
common
to
sense. Yeah, people without common sense. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
General people without common sense, herd mentality, moody people, herd mentality. That is also the vice which is satirized here. Okay, 2 you got. Keep on listing down. Keep on listing down. I will ask you later on to prepare something on this. Okay. Okay. Yes. Then anybody else? Anybody else? What else? There are many. It's very simple. You have studied so many characters, so you all should be having at least one thing to tell here. What is satirized here? Yeah, 2 we got. What else? Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Kishan. Yeah.
સર કોઈના કહેવાથી કઈ માની ન લેવું જોઈએ ને કોઈના અગેન્સ્ટમાં ન જવું જોઈએ. Achitophels character.
Yeah. Okay. So you can say temptations. Yeah. Temptations. Tempting. So one should not tempt and one should not be tempted. One should neither tempt nor be tempted. Temptation. Tempt. Yeah. That is how Achitophel is doing. So that's why in original reading of the poem, we will see that what arguments he is giving to tempt Absalom. Okay. Then.
Sir, Pope's plot is one kind of vice.
Yes.
And another thing is the religious power, like Catholical and Protestant. Catholical has no right in a parliament or any. They are suppressed people from the Protestant. So it is one kind of vice.
So you can say it is religious discrimination. Yeah? Sectarian discrimination. We can call it sectarian. Yes. Sectarian. Not religious. Sampradayik. Sampradayik. ધર્મની અંદર રહેલા સંપ્રદાયો એમાં જે bigotry ઊભી થાય, bigotry, this, so that is what he says here. Sectarian. This is this words you will get from the last paragraph of Vivekananda's speech, this famous speech of Chicago famous speech, sisters and brothers. If you will come down to last paragraph, then you will find this speech there. Okay? I'm going to make a small video about that today, so I will share that video so you can see that paragraph there also. Sectarianism, bigotry. Vivekananda was telling people that be alert about this. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So sectarian discrimination, and then you said popish plot. What is popish plot? How do you name it as a vice? How do you name it as a vice?
Sir, a popish plot is concerned with some with his treasury of a king. So we can find that who is pretending he or she is with king, but really that they are not a king and they create a crisis or create destroy.
Okay. Still, like one word. What is that vice? One word, if you can give. Anything that like popish plot, because that is happening nowadays. It is very much necessary to understand. That is a vice that we are also suffering from. For example, I give example about Sushant Singh Rajput's murder. Instead of suicide, the channels which were running the story of murder. Yes, so that story that you can say. Then corona infodemic, lots of in today's term you can say fake news, or you can say conspiracy theories. Yes, conspiracy theories, or corona, you might have got these audio clips that the rich people want the half of the poor people to die. The earth is overpopulated. Have you heard that audio? તમે ઓડિયો સાંભળેલો હતો? ગુજરાતીમાં જ હતો, ગુજરાતી or હિન્દી perhaps, yeah. કે એમાં એ કે કોરોના શું છે, તો કે અમીર લોકોનું કાવતરું છે ગરીબો સામે, અને વસ્તી બહુ વધી ગઈ છે એટલે અડધી વસ્તી નાશ કરી નાખવામાં આવે, તો એટલે ગરીબો થી એટલે પૃથ્વી ઓછી પોપ્યુલેટેડ થાય તો rich people can live in a better way. That also was a conspiracy theory. Another one was કે બિલ ગેટ્સ ને બધા લોકો ફાર્માસ્યુટિકલ કંપનીઝમાં ભાગીદાર છે, એટલે એમને રસી બનાવીને વેચવી છે, એટલે અફવા ફેલાવી છે કે આ નવો વાયરસ છે, એટલે pharmaceutical companies can make lots of money. This, okay? There was one doctor in India, એના વિડીયો પણ ખૂબ વાયરલ થયેલા, પછી યુટ્યુબે બ્લોક કરવા પડેલા, ફેસબુકે બ્લોક કરવા પડેલા. એ તો કહેતા કે આવું કોરોના જેવું કઈ છે જ નહીં, આ અફવા જ છે, આ તો ખાલી શરદી ઉધરસ જ છે, ઇન્ફ્લુએન્ઝા નોર્મલ, there is not kind of thing. And people believed, so many people believed in this. તો એ જે વસ્તુ હોય છે કે આપણી gullibility જેને કહેવાય, gullibility of human beings to believe into things without proof, કોઈ વસ્તુમાં માન્યા વગર એની fakeness આપણને આકર્ષિત કરે. That is satirized here in popish plot, that aspect of fakeness and fakeness of conspiracy theories, and human gullibility, that is very important. Human gullibility, where human is easily convinced into something. એટલે કે માનવને તમે કોઈ નાની બાબતોમાં એક અફવાના સ્વરૂપમાં વાર્તા કરો તો એ માની જાય કે હો એવું હશે કે એમ હશે, અને ફોરવર્ડ કરવાનું શરૂ કરી દે વાતને જાણ્યા વગર. So that is what we see, human gullibility. Yeah. Okay. So yes, anybody else? Yeah, anybody? Any other point? Anybody else? If you have anything. Yes, Kishan.
Charles II, not attention is the people. So this point, Dryden satire in first he not attention in your people, and after he follows widely rules present people. And another is Charles II, so many affairs, another woman.
Yes, yeah. You can also say that also polygamy, by king, polygamy, monogamy, polygamy, having relations with so many women. That is called all men, any human being. That is called polygamous. So earlier societies and cultures were polygamous earlier. So there was no problem if those kings and people used to marry so many people, men or a woman. People never had a problem of so many marriages. And then came some other kind of culture where monogamy became something important. Then monogamy became very important. So in case of David, there is no problem. In case of David or Dasarath, there is no problem if they have many wives, mistresses, no problem with those things. But with the contemporary Charles, there is a problem. So how he covers up Charles's behavior with the help of David also. He is covering up, but he is making a satire also of that also. So that also is a we can say covert satire. Covert satire. It is not overt. Overt satire is on Achitophel, but covert satire is on Charles also. On Charles also. Okay? So that way, covert and overt satire. When you will read M.H. Abraham's paragraph on satire, which I think I have not uploaded yet. No, I have not shared that. Yeah, that I forgot to do. Yeah, okay. Okay, so there you will see in that paragraph, covert and overt satire. So on Charles, there is a covert satire. On Achitophel, there is overt, very clearly visible. And here there is a hidden satire on this. Okay, fine. So as of now, you can note down these points like divine right. When people do not believe in that, that is satirized. Second, moody people, the Jews and the English people. Temptation is satirized, being tempted or tempting other people. Sectarian discrimination, fake news and conspiracy theories, very important for today's time. Fake news and conspiracy theories. Human gullibility, human or emotional susceptibility of human beings. Emotional susceptibility, and you can say polygamy of a king. Right now this much, but add there are many more vices which are observed by Dryden and satirized in this poem. Make a list of all those things when you prepare the things. Okay, so this is to the reader. Yes, so to the reader is giving us this many ideas. This many interesting things are coming from the preface of the poem or the beginning of the poem also. And we have read a part of those things only. If you go through it, you will find still something interesting about Absalom and Achitophel and how he is trying to make a space when he is portraying those characters there. Okay, so go through to the reader also. It will be helpful to you in many things, in your many answers, and even the understanding of the poem also, it will be useful. Next is we have to go through the poem very quickly. Quick overview of the entire poem we want. If line by line, we will not read anything, but major part of the poem. But before that, flow of the poem, structure of the poem. So that is for tomorrow. Yeah? Your tomorrow's homework is to tell me that if you have to make a flow or a structure or some kind of a design, that well, what is happening in the beginning of the poem, then what happens, then what happens, then what happens, and then what is the ending? Then what will you tell people in 5 to 7 sentences that this poem is all these things? This is how the poem is flowing, or this is the structure of the poem. That is what we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, so we end our class here, and this we will do tomorrow. I keep on telling you that I will upload all these things and I will share, but in case I am not doing, put a reminder to me regarding those things, so I can upload on website or share via Google group or in WhatsApp also. Okay.